I'm partially doing this video now because I look kind of crazy with this light, but I just wanted to bring up something that came up in class today, and after jiu-jitsu when I was talking to one of the guys that I saw stretching his neck, and it turned out that he had a shoulder thing and kind of somewhere between neck and scapula kind of stuff, and I tried well, I asked him what was going on with it, and he said that, oh, well, it hurts from time to time. It's happened a few times, and his PT had him doing these neck stretches. And I said, okay, well, you've had this happen a few times, and then what do you usually do every time? And he said, well, the stretch and basically rest it. So think about it this way: if you are doing passive interventions, oh, and sometimes you lay it in a ball. All right, or like a foam roller type thing. If you're doing passive interventions and for an area that you have an issue with, and then you go back to doing whatever you are doing, presumably the stuff that got you there in the first place, because you haven't changed anything except rest, and rest is good, don't get me wrong, and then you get hurt again, I'm not surprised. Okay, you need to do some kind of activation, some kind of strengthening, some kind of change needs to happen in the tissue in order for that not to happen again. So please, like if you're a physical therapist, or if you've just been playing around and you decide like, well, I'm going to just rest and it'll be fine, and then you come back and you're on this merry-go-round of things, okay? If you want something to change, you're going to have to do some active effort. It can be very subtle, it can be very small, and chances are what I would recommend, obviously I'm not recommending anything specific here without assessing you individually, would be to do low-level things, low-level isometrics, low-level directional isometrics, things that are going to get more information into that tissue. Pain is bad information. That was something that was one of my favorite quotes from the functional range assessment stuff from Dr. Michael Chivers. And if you have bad information going into your tissues, I like you to also think of bad information not only just being pain, but being that little like when you feel your body begin to tense up, it's sort of like anticipating something going wrong, right? Somewhere that your body isn't confident. You're much better off working in the ranges and working at the ranges, including the level of pressure, the level of force that you're using, the angle that you're engaging in, the amount of tension in the tissue. You're much better off doing your mobility training in a range that feels good to you, that feels strong. Okay, his friend, we ended up talking a little bit about positional isometrics for some of the issues that he's having with his shoulders. So don't just do passive intervention. Don't do anything that hurts either. If you want something to change and you want to get off of the merry-go-round, you're going to have to figure out specific things that work for your body for engaging and making a difference in the amount of information that is going between your central nervous system and the tissues. Okay, so if you consistently have an issue with one part of your body and neighboring parts around it aren't getting good feedback, you can't use them, you can't consciously squeeze them like the way that you can consciously squeeze your hand or your bicep or your quad. Those are the places that people can usually engage pretty well. If you aren't able to consciously squeeze or create force in an area, essentially your brain doesn't really know that you have that thing. I've even worked with people where their hamstring, they couldn't feel pressure in their hamstring. They couldn't create pressure in their hamstring. So basically, their brain didn't know they have a hamstring. You want to build better and better maps from your brain to the rest of your body. So figure out the places that you can't feel stuff and work on those. And just even imagining that you're doing it is going to start getting you there. So passive is not going to improve you other than not hurting yourself further. Okay, so when they see people say rest, and there are a lot of good PTs that talk about this, and I'm not a physical therapist, they usually mean resting means engaging the tissue at a low level that is not fatiguing or breaking down the tissue. Okay, so that is going to be subjective. That is going to be something that you need to figure out on your own with the help of someone would be great. I'm available. MoveWellPhilly.com if you want to check some of my stuff out. Or I always recommend the people at FunctionalAnatomySeminars.com. Find a practitioner there. FR release, or if you're looking for the training side of things, the functional range conditioning stuff, is the best group of people that I know to work with. And if you have any more questions, please let me know. And hopefully you got something out of this. I hope you have an awesome evening, and I will talk to you sometime.